The Stone of Cold Fire and The Land Before Time are owned by Universal Studios. The trivia and goofs in this video are by LBT Wikia. This is the first film in the franchise to be animated with digital ink and paint, which has been used since then. The first 6 films used traditional cell animation. This is the second film not to have an official narrator. The first being The Secret of Source Rock, where Grandpa Longneck narrates the beginning and the end. In this film, Petrie narrates the opening scene.
Long time ago, when little blinky lights in big darkness even more shiny. When great nights circle real smooth, not pockety like now. When whole world very different. Back then, there no three-horn, no long neck, not even sharp tooth. No, only one type animal who fills sky with mighty screech and big flappy sound. This most smart, most brave, most handsome creature to ever rule world. The Flyers.
This is the last film that is presented in standard format before the series switched to high definition format. This movie's soundtrack is interesting because in addition to the new score, as well as the songs reused from other films, this film notably marked the first Land Before Time film to reuse music from other films that Michael Tavera had previously worked on, with 10 tracks being reused from the third and fourth films of an American Tail franchise. An example being the music that plays in the background when the gang are chasing the male rainbow face in the cave is the instrumental music from an American Tale, The Mystery of the Night Monster.
Where did he go? There! Stop, please! It's a rainbow face!
This is the first Land Before Time film to be animated by Wang Film Productions. The studio would continue to animate the film up until the 13th film, The Wisdom of Friends. Aside from Toronto's flashback, no sharp teeth appear in this film. This is the only film to date where the gang does not encounter any. This film was released the same year as Titan A.E., which was the last film directed by the director of the original film, Don Bluth. This is the first film in which Petrie cries. Throughout the movie, he cries 4 times.
Me not understand why Toronto's so mean. Do not feel bad. Your uncle is not as mean as the other Flyers. He not? I will miss you, Uncle.
This is also the first film in which Spike cries. There are tears clearly visible in his eyes when he draws in the dirt. During Toronto's flashback, dealing why Toronto is met with scorn by the adults of the valley, Grandpa Longneck explains that after the Great Earthshake, the adults communed and traveled together as a group, with no one's opinion outweighing the other. It's interesting because it shows how the adults work together as a group to get to the valley, just like the gang, but it also contradicts with much of the racism expressed in the first film, in which many of the herds kept to their own kind. Very Important Creature is the last song sung by villains of the franchise. It's heavily implied that the two rainbow faces are extraterrestrial beings that took on dinosaur form to educate those in the Great Valley. Their vast knowledge of the outside world, manner of speech, and the male rainbow face's occasional close calls of revealing too much information indicate this. In the scene where the gang cross the canyon on Vine, Sarah complains that every time they do this, she is always at the back of the line.
But every time we sneak off and leave the Great Valley, we end up having to crawl across some giant ditch or pointy rocks or something. Yeah. And somehow the only way to do it is if we use some big tipping boulder or rotten old log. And I always end up at the back of the line, falling off or getting chased by a shark tooth. She do have a point. So, what do you want to do about it? Well, this time I'm gonna be the one who goes first. So if there's trouble, I'm not stuck behind, screaming my head off. No, this time I'm going to be safe. Okay.
However, this isn't true, as Spike is almost always the one at the back of the line, not counting Petrie because he flies across. However, during this scene, Sarah's the first to cross, Littlefoot is in the middle, and Spike is last. When Rinkus and Sierra are blown away by the Stone of Cold Fire's explosion, they land in a cave in a mountain. But when a close-up of them is shown, their positions have switched. And finally, when Grandma Longneck says Littlefoot is right, I'm sorry if this will be painful for you, she has Grandpa Longneck's coloration. And so, that's the trivia and goofs of the Land Before Time, the Stone of Cold Fire. If there was something that I missed, feel free to put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.